I volunteer with a lot of different areas with the city of Kirkland, as far as like the wine walks, different events.
I'm on the Kirkland Design Review Board as well as the Parks Funding Exploratory Committee.
The neighborhood lead for CERT in Finn Hill. And also I'm a ham radio operator and I work with KECT.
I actually pick up trash on 405 on the weekend. I've been involved with the PFAC committee effort and I've been a Green Kirkland steward for a number of years.
Primarily my invitation came through being a planning commissioner. But I like to volunteer for, 4th of July, various community events.
I'm a volunteer forest steward at Rose Hill Meadows.
I'm also a park steward at Rose Hill Meadows.
I volunteer, work on the senior council.
A team media assistant.
I was part of the Parks Funding Exploratory Committee.
I'm a member of the Design Review Board.
Volunteered for the Parks Funding and Exploratory Committee.
Volunteer for Kirkland Police Department.
The Kirkland Senior Council.
Why do you volunteer?
Because I care about Kirkland. It's been my home, and I think any good citizen and neighbor would want to do what they can to be a part of the community and make it be better.
It was just I wanted to get involved and be part of the solution.
I have the time now to do something for the city, and this was a great opportunity for me to do that.
Connects me to my neighbors, to the community, and it's a lot of fun.
I volunteer because I live in the neighborhood and I love restoration and I love being in nature and working with other people from the community.
I volunteer because I care about my community and I care about what's happening, and I also want to solve the problems that we face.
The aspect of helping people has always been kind of at the top of my list.
It's satisfying to be able to see the park and see it improve day by day and year by year, and hopefully we'll eventually have it fully restored.
I want to give back to the community.
This is my home, and so I just get pride of ownership. I mean, it's what does Kirkland give me?
Why do I do it? Because I'm a senior. Got to take care of all of us.
I would say that you will find yourself very rewarded.
Because it's not all just management and community service. Like, I didn't know that there was a video editing opportunity there, and I was really excited to start volunteering once I found that out.
I think there are lots of opportunities to do that, and it is so fulfilling.
The people you work with are so great. Getting to know the other members of the community in Kirkland and the local government and the city council has been an amazing experience.
Your voice has a lot bigger impact than you think. Just being in the room, when I walk into the room, sometimes I drop the average age by 5 years, and we need more people so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, just get involved. I mean, it's get outside, get wet, sometimes, or get hot and sweaty, but it's fun.
Just in your communities, you can put together litter pickups or look for the wash dot, and you can join up on litter patrols.
Everyone I meet, I tell them to get involved in whatever they're passionate about. For me as an architect, it was natural to get into, the design review board.
Everybody should volunteer, at least a little of their time.
Because when you get involved, you get more back than you ever put in. A community, it's great. And it's a better community when we're in it together.
We acknowledge that the Southern Salish Sea region lies on the unceded and ancestral land of the coastal Salish peoples, the Duwamish, Muckleshoot, Puyallup, Skykomish, Snoqualmie, Snohomish, Suquamish, and Tulalip tribes, and other tribes of the Puget Sound Salish people, and that present-day City of Kirkland is in the traditional heartland of the Lake people and the River people. We honor with gratitude the land itself, the first people who have reserved treaty rights and continued to live here since time immemorial, and their ancestral heritage.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Isn't it amazing for us to all be together again? And thank you, what a wonderful crowd. We are super excited tonight to have this town hall where we're going to talk a lot about municipal finance. As you know, many of you know, my name is Jim Lopez. I'm here with the full council, and we really have an exciting program tonight. We have a lot of charts. We have pie charts, we have flow charts, we have other charts, we have some depreciation, and of course, we're going to talk about appreciation.
Sorry, I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like charts, but I thought we were here to learn about volunteering tonight.
Volunteers. Well, we love our volunteers. Woo!
Yeah.
Did you have a question about volunteers?
Yeah, I have a question. I guess I'm wondering what it takes to be a volunteer.
Huh. Madam Mayor, I think we have a song for that. Is Kevin Ball here? Kevin? Jim? Kevin, she has a question about volunteerism. Are you wondering what it takes to be a volunteer? If you're looking for information, you can find it here. It's more than an inclination. We do have an application if you're wondering what it takes to volunteer. You know, Kevin, there are so many wonderful things about this place. And now is such a wonderful time to interface. I'm open to all suggestions. This is not a rhetorical question. If you're wondering what it takes to volunteer, ask us how we can show you all the options. Try it all, let your passion be your guide. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer.
Let me tell you about the ways in which we volunteer.
We help Juanita market.
Right, we have your ear.
The summer event is fun. Each afternoon at 1.
Come on and be a Kirkland volunteer.
Let me tell you about the way in which we volunteer.
Helping
propaganda, placing safety flags.
Public safety is our bag.
It's wonderful to be a volunteer.
Ask us how we can show you all the options. Try it all, let your passion be your guide. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer.
Let me tell you about the way that
Volunteer.
Our passion is for nature and our
Parks around here.
we pull invasive plants.
Our green space we enhance.
Bright and shining by our volunteers. Ask us how we can show you all the options. Try it all, let your passion be your guide. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer. Neighborhood associations meet to help the city find its way. Support our town to be the best that it can be, a place to live and work and play. Boards and commissions always have their say to advise the council on the issues of the day. Training future leaders in the amazing Kirkland way. Come on, be a volunteer. Now you know what it's like to be a volunteer. It's time to get you started. Bring your sign up here. We'll find what fits you best. We're here at your behest. We love that you would want to volunteer. Ask us how we can show you all the options. Try it all, let your passion be your guide. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer.
Please welcome to the stage Mayor Penny Sweet.
Good evening, everyone. Martha's not still sitting in that chair, but I'm wondering if we did answer her question. Martha, did we answer your question? Gatter girl, thank you. Thank you so much for coming out tonight to our annual Community Appreciation Night. I'm Mayor Penny Sweet, and it is my pleasure to be here with you to take a moment to acknowledge the hard work that you have invested in our city to make it one of the best places, oh hell, it is the best place to live in America. I am accompanied tonight by Deputy Mayor Jay Arnold and council members Neal Black, Kelli Curtis, Amy Falcone, and Toby Nixon. Unfortunately, council member John Pascal was unable to join us tonight and make a fool out of himself like the rest of us, but he does send his highest regards. Also here tonight are members of our amazing city staff, many of whom you just saw on stage. Were they amazing or what? We are gathered here today to give you a heartfelt thank you for your investment in our community. This year, we have come up with a theme for our annual community celebration, or our appreciation night, which is that time is your most valuable currency. And the theme comes with a story. Recently, staff shared a conversation they had with one of our residents and community leaders, Muhammad Jawad Kaki, known to all as Jawad. In this conversation, it was shared that sometimes certain options are too expensive. But he wasn't speaking in terms of money. He was speaking in terms of time. Time is our most special and valuable kind of currency because you can't ever get time back. When I reflect on that conversation, I think of all of you. I think of how selfless you are when you give up your personal time, your family time, your time for rest and play. You give up your time to give back to all of us who live and work in the city of Kirkland. Volunteers give all of us the most valuable kind of currency, their time. We are here today to let you know that we see you. We see your contributions making this world and this city a better place. Whether you are coaching a children's team, planting a tree, gathering for a neighborhood association meeting, or staying up very late reading a giant packet for the next day's board or commission meeting, we see you. On behalf of the City Council and staff, thank you for all that you do. We appreciate all of you. Now let's jump in and recognize our many dedicated volunteers.
Please welcome to the stage Deputy Mayor Jay Arnold.
Thank you, Penny, and good evening, everyone. We are very pleased tonight to be honoring all the members of the city's various boards and commissions for their incredible commitment of time and expertise in helping guide the city's decisions. Our board and commission members dedicate their time and talents to making Kirkland the best place in America to live, work, and play. Seven of our boards and commissions meet monthly, and the other 7 meet quarterly. It's a big commitment to prepare for these meetings. Often this requires reading through many pages of meeting packets and understanding the information. With all of the decisions that the City Council makes throughout the year, it's difficult to imagine not being able to rely on the recommendation of our amazing boards and commissions. Council members will now take turns speaking to the accomplishments of the various boards and commissions and honoring outgoing members. Outgoing members, please stand to be honored when you hear your name. Let's have a great night.
Toby Nixon and Kelli Curtis.
Well, hello and good evening. It's wonderful to be here tonight to recognize the accomplishments of the Planning Commission. Given all the recent growth in Kirkland, this commission had a very busy year. A few of their highlights include recommending standards for personal delivery devices, annual comprehensive plan amendments, and completing phase 1 of the 85th Street Station Area Plan, an endeavor that began all the way back in 2020. Please join me in thanking our Planning Commission members.
Thank you, Toby, and good evening, everyone. As a former member, the Park Board holds a special place in my heart, and I'm so excited to be here tonight to thank all of our volunteers. The mission of the Park Board is to provide advice and assistance to the Department of Parks and Community Services and the City Council to make sure the best programs and facilities are available to our community. Last year, the Park Board focused on the Parks, Recreation, and Open Spaces Plan and the ADA Transition Plan. These plans are done every 6 years and establish a path forward for providing high-quality outdoor and recreation opportunities for our community. Please join me in sharing gratitude for the 2 outgoing members of the Park Board. Please stand Amanda Judd and Allison Cunningham.
Please welcome to the stage Deputy Mayor Jay Arnold and Councilmember Amy Falcone.
Thank you, Kelli. It makes me proud to see all the wonderful things the Park Board accomplished. The Transportation Commission advises the Public Works Department, City Manager, and City Council to create and maintain a transportation system that enhances the city's economic, social, and environmental quality of life. Last year, the Commission provided feedback and recommendations on over 12 projects, including the Active Transportation Plan and the Vision Zero Action Plan. Please join me in showing gratitude to the following outgoing members, and please stand: Kurt Ahrensfeld and Michelle Quinton.
Thank you, Jay. Hi, everybody. It is so great to see each of you tonight. The Human Services Commission means a lot to me personally as a former member of the Kirkland Human Services Commission. They do a lot of work. They advise the City Council and City Manager on efforts that support a socially sustainable community through programs that fulfill the basic needs of all people and enhance the quality of life in our city, now and into the future. Last year, they provided recommendations on how to spend the American Rescue Plan Act and COVID-19 response dollars. They reviewed a record-breaking 109 grant applications to support local nonprofits. And I remember when we didn't even have that many grant applications, and those binders were so thick. So thank you for all of your hard work, reading all of that detail, and providing those recommendations to Council. They also helped 79 programs receive funding, with 19% going to BIPOC organizations. Please join me in honoring the 2 outgoing members of the Human Services Commission, and please stand: Antonio Avila and Lainey Brackett.
Please welcome to the stage Council members Neal Black and Toby Nixon.
Well, thank you, Amy. I'm so happy to be here tonight to honor all of our incredible volunteers. We could not do our jobs well without your support. The Kirkland Cultural Arts Commission is a group of art-loving volunteers who help to make Kirkland a city of art. They foster civic identity and community pride, inspire discovery, cultural awareness, and economic development. The Arts Commission oversees and advises art and cultural initiatives throughout the year and makes recommendations to the City Council related to art acquisition, installation, and initiatives. This commission manages and curates our city's public art collection and affirms the city's position that all people, their cultures, and their art contribute to the meaning and understanding of our shared humanity, and should be honored and celebrated. Please join me in showing gratitude to the 4 outgoing members of the Cultural Arts Commission: Lonnie Brockman, Tracy McLean, Michelle Loosegarden, and Meredith Triplett. Please stand and welcome the applause of your community.
Thanks, Neal. Our vibrant lakeside oasis buzzes with Northwest spirit and welcomes thousands of visitors from near and far each year to enjoy all that Kirkland has to offer. The Tourism Development Committee advises the council on how to spend lodging tax dollars to promote tourism. The committee is comprised of 7 members, of which I am proud to be the chair. Last year, we reviewed 22 grant applications helping fund some of the most beloved events in Kirkland. Events like Summerfest, the Waterfront Car Show, Shakespeare in the Park, the Junior Softball World Series, and more. Please join me in showing gratitude to the Tourism Development Committee.
Please welcome back to the stage Deputy Mayor Jay Arnold and Councilmember Kelli Curtis.
Next is the Design Review Board, affectionately referred to as the DRB. The DRB reviews projects for consistency with business district guidelines and master plans. As Kirkland continues to grow, they often have a full plate, and last year was no exception. They reviewed and approved projects such as Kirkland Urban Downtown, Ardea and Polaris in Totem Lake, and Madeira and Bridle Trails, and much more. If you like the look and feel of Kirkland, the DRB plays an integral role in helping create that. Please join me in showing gratitude for their outgoing member, and please stand, Ting Chen.
Hi again. I'm going to take an extra moment to honor a special group of volunteers, the Parks Funding and Exploratory Committee. The Kirkland community loves their parks. We all benefit from the legacy of investment in parks and programming that was established decades ago. Carrying that legacy forward is something that is near and dear to my heart and to my colleagues on the council. We heard from our community a desire for more facilities and opportunities for recreation during the recent update of the strategic plan for our park system called the Parks, Recreation, Open Spaces Plan, otherwise known as the PROS Plan. And as you know, a city government loves its acronyms. In our PROS Plan update, the community told us clearly that we need more recreation facilities and expanded parks programming, that our class wait lists are too long, and our current facilities aren't fulfilling the needs of our community. So in September of 2022, the City Council convened 45 Kirkland residents from all walks of life to learn about the Kirkland's Parks and Recreation System. This group's mission was to develop a potential parks ballot measure to accelerate and enhance our parks programs and facilities to meet the needs of our community. This thoughtful and dedicated group was named the Parks Funding Exploratory Committee, or PFEC, and I am grateful for the opportunity to serve as chair of the committee. Our stalwart group met 13 times over 6 months and spent over 50 hours learning and discussing. We focused on what might be in the future ballot measure that would include something for everyone. We considered more trails and open spaces, expanded lifeguard hours, new pickleball courts and turf fields, new programs for seniors and teens, new pools for athletics and lessons, and much, much more. We toured Kirkland Parks and Community Centers and visited the Sammamish Community and Aquatic Center. We learned how Kirkland Parks and Community Service Department functions, from what it takes to maintain our parks, sport fields, playgrounds, and dog parks, to how the city runs recreation programs, classes, and community events. We received presentations on city planning, population projections, property taxes, and city budgeting as we look to the future needs of our community. Here's where we rolled up our sleeves. PFAC took head-on the complicated question of how to best address the community needs highlighted in our pros plan. After months of deliberating and, yes, sometimes debating, PFAC's top recommendations to council included 1 or more new aquatic recreation and community centers, which could include recreation and lap pools, multiple court gyms, wellness and fitness classes, and community gathering spaces. PFAC also recommended expanding our youth and teen programs, extending our hours at our lifeguarded beaches, providing more year-round park restrooms, new sports courts, and purchasing open space in Northwest Kirkland to develop Green Loop Trail segments. It was a big ask that the council put to PFAC, and PFAC delivered. The council values the input from PFAC, and we now ask our community to weigh in on PFAC's recommendations. Please visit the City Parks Funding Exploratory website if you're interested in diving in and letting us know what matters to you. I'm reminded by a quote from Margaret Mead, who said, "Never underestimate the power of a small group of committed people to change the world." I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to chair this wonderful group of committed city changers. They are smart, thoughtful, dedicated, empathetic, imaginative, opinionated, and lively. On behalf of the City Council, staff, and our community, thank you. Your visionary work will surely inspire others, and I hope your experience also inspires you to deepen your engagement in the civic life of Kirkland. PFAC members, if you're here tonight, and I know a lot of you are, please stand to be recognized. Please join me in honoring our PFAC members.
Please welcome back to the stage council members Amy Falcone and Neal Black.
Well, thank you, Kelli. Wow, that is a lot of work that PFAC did. It is so wonderful to see our PFAC members here tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your hard work. We'll now return to the rest of our boards and commissions, and I'm excited to be speaking about the Senior Council and the Youth Council. The Kirkland Senior Council is a group of engaged community members who are dedicated to ensuring that Kirkland is and remains a safe, vibrant community for residents ages 50 and older. Last year, they hosted the 23rd annual Seniors Are Artists Too event at Merrill Gardens, attracting over 70 resident artists. They continue to stay up to date on events and concerns that affect the East Side's 50-plus population. They also participated in the East Side Easy Rider Coalition, a group of service agencies that are exploring ways to partner in planning, funding, and implementing transportation programs for 50-plus adult residents on the East Side. Let's all have a round of applause for our amazing Senior Council. All right, now on to the Kirkland Youth Council. The Kirkland Youth Council is a group of middle and high school students who serve as the official advisory board on youth-related issues and concerns to our City Council. Some of their highlights from last year include parks restoration projects, awarding $8,500 to local schools and community organizations working with teens, hearing 20 cases in the monthly student traffic court, and providing feedback on increasing youth metro ridership and the K-Tub operating process. Please join me in showing gratitude for the following graduating seniors of our Youth Council, and please stand as you hear your name. Amory Rosenberg, Audrielle Staples, Christian White, Destin Pong, Jack Sook, Kai Vanderlip, Lucas Hammond, and Matthew McGowan.
Wonderful. Thank you, Amy. We're going to turn now to thanking our Civil Service Commission, our Salary Commission, and our Disability Board. First, Civil Service Commission. The Civil Service Commission consists of 3 members who make sure the city of Kirkland is served by the best and brightest police officers and firefighter EMTs. If an issue comes up, they review the facts and circumstances and provide their recommendation to the city manager and the city council. They serve 6-year terms and are responsible for confirming eligible hires and promotions for both the police and fire departments. Please join me in showing gratitude to our outgoing Civil Service Commission member, Diane Rammerman. Please stand and welcome the applause of your community. Turning next to the Salary Commission. Nearly 20 years ago, the City of Kirkland established the Salary Commission. This commission is responsible for setting the salaries of the mayor and city council members. They listen to presentations given by subject matter experts, and they provide their recommendations related to these important matters. Please join me in showing gratitude to the outgoing member, Peter Mers. And now let me turn our attention to the Disability Board. The Disability Board reviews disability claims and authorizes disability leave for former City of Kirkland law enforcement officers and firefighter EMTs. The board consists of Deputy Mayor Arnold and myself, a retired law enforcement officer, a retired firefighter EMT, and a community member at large. And this past year, the board elected a new police representative. I'd like to take a moment to honor 2 members. One is a former member of the Disability Board who served over 30 years. His term ended during COVID, and we weren't able to properly recognize him. Please join me in celebrating Charles Lackey. Thank you for all you've done for the community. Please also join me in showing gratitude for a current member with over a decade of service, Jeremy Pemble. Please stand to be recognized. Big round of applause for our members of our Disability Board.
Thank you, Neal. That is absolutely incredible. To round out the recognition of all our boards and commission members, I want to thank the Landmarks Commission and the Library Board. The 9-member Landmarks Commission was established in 1980 to ensure that historic places, material culture, and traditions which best reflect the region's 13,000 years of human history are preserved for future generations. Commission members are volunteers appointed by the county executive for their expertise in fields such as architecture, historical preservation, archaeology, education, and history. This past year, they designated the Barth House in South Rose Hill as a King County landmark. You can see images of the house behind me. Let's give a round of applause for our Kirkland Landmarks Commission representative, Kim Hartman. The Kirkland Library Board was established in 1951 to serve as an advisory body to the council and the city manager. It also serves as a liaison to the King County Library District and is designated librarians for all things related to library service issues and community interests. The Library Board acts as a bridge between the local community and downtown Kirkland and Kingsgate libraries by collecting input and communicating with the city, the King County, and library staff about needs in the community. Please join me in showing gratitude for our outgoing members, and please stand Tracy Tim Chisholm and Hannah Goodsman. Let's give a huge round of applause for all our departing board and commission members and for all of those we honored tonight for their service.
Please welcome to the stage the city's Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Manager, Erika Mascorro.
Good evening, everyone. It is so lovely to be here tonight to celebrate all of you. As our wonderful announcer mentioned, my name is Erika Mascorro, and my pronouns are she, her, ella. And I am so proud to stand before you as the city's first ever Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Manager. Thank you. This year, we're starting a brand new tradition by adding a DEIB-inspired event to our Community Appreciation Night. Tonight's performance highlights and embraces the incredible diversity in and around our community. All I can say is that you're in for a treat. With that, I would like to welcome to the stage to speak a little bit about the performers, our very own Chief Information Officer and Bollywood instructor, Smitha Krishnan.
Thank you, Erika. It's my honor tonight to introduce tonight's cultural performance event, which is Team Bollywood Dhamaka. This group is a team of enthusiastic high schoolers who've been trained in a variety of Indian classical art forms for over 10 years. They've performed at several venues in Seattle and are super excited to be performing for you all tonight for the first time at the Kirkland Performance Center. A little bit about the dance forms they will present tonight. It's a mix of Bollywood, which I think you know what it is, and Bhangra, which is the folk dance form of Punjab, the northern state of India. And the dance was choreographed and taught by Julie Anthony, who's also a professional Indian classical dancer. Her meticulous coaching has greatly helped in not only imparting the dance forms to these girls, but also the Indian culture to our next generation of students. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Team Bollywood Dhamaka.
बिंदिया तू ऐसे चमका जी कल्ले कल्ले रहना मैनू अच्छा लगदा जो भी तू कहे सारा मैनू झूठा लगदा ना मेरे जैसा मिले या कर भी इंटू कच अंग्रेजी म्यूजिक में दे दे तू पंजाबी टच नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच हो आजा सके आजा हो आजा कमरे से आजा हो सारे मूड जमा जा हो मौसम ताजा ताजा सारी दुनिया में जी हिट है पंजाबी सच नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच पंजाब नाच
Please welcome back to the stage Mayor Penny Sweet and Deputy Mayor Jay Arnold.
Wow. Wow, what an incredible performance. We are very proud of our city's DEIB efforts, and this is just one small way we can acknowledge and celebrate the wonderful cultures we have here in Kirkland. We'd now like to turn our attention to the next group of city volunteers, our leaders who support Kirkland's neighborhood associations. Organizations such as neighborhood associations play an important role in connecting civic life. During 2022, Kirkland's neighborhood associations held dozens of meetings, hosted numerous community building events, and provided valuable insight to the city.
We'd like to give recognition to 3 neighborhood leaders who were chosen by the Kirkland Alliance of Neighborhoods. Tonight, our awardees represent 2 award categories. Awardees, when you hear your name, please stand to be recognized.
The first award category is leadership. This award recognizes an individual for their dedication and commitment to the Kirkland Alliance of Neighborhoods. Please join me in recognizing Liz Hunt.
Congratulations, Lynn, for well-deserved. Our second award category is for going above and beyond the call of duty. This award recognizes individuals for their ownership of projects and dedication to their assignments that went above and beyond what could ever be expected. Please join me in acknowledging Ken McKenzie and Chris Kagan. I know you're both here. Okay, one more round of applause for our neighborhood volunteers. Joan, are you out there? Please come up, join us on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, former mayor and former state representative, Joan McBride. Joan served this city for 20 years as the deputy mayor, from what I recall. Tonight, we are honored to be joined. Wait a minute, let me back up again. What I'm going to ask you to do here is to turn your attention to the screen as we honor the life and the legacy of a true Kirkland icon, a man so many of us loved, former Mayor Bill Woods.
I want to talk about a true icon in Kirkland's history, a former mayor and neighbor to all, Bill Woods. It is hard to put into words just how much Bill has shaped Kirkland into the amazing community it is today. Our beloved waterfront parks, our renowned Kirkland Performance Center, our thriving downtown business core, our highly productive government. These mainstays of Kirkland didn't just happen. They happened because of Bill's unparalleled leadership, vision, and deep commitment to public service.
A veteran of World War II, Bill moved to Kirkland in 1953. He worked professionally as a pharmacist for decades, where he was a well-known anchor of our business community. He was extremely active in the Kirkland Chamber of Commerce and served on the board and as chair for many years. He was one of the founding members of the Kirkland Downtown Association. Like so many of our past and current council members, Bill started in city leadership by serving on one of the city's boards or commissions. He joined the park board in 1964, became a council member the following year, then ran for mayor in 1966. Bill served as mayor for the next 8 years.
During that time, Bill oversaw the annexation of Houghton and helped the city transition to the city council manager form of government. He led the effort to acquire large amounts of waterfront for the city for our parks, leveraging funds from the Lady Bird Johnson's initiative to preserve natural lands for the public. After retiring from formal public service, Bill spent years fundraising to make the Kirkland Performance Center a reality. The list of his community leadership roles goes on and on. Kirkland as a community and as a government are better because of Bill's unmatched service.
Bill passed away on December 7th at the age of 97. A true civic luminary, Bill's legacy will forever be embedded in the fabric of our community. On behalf of this full council and councils past, you will be missed, Bill. Thank you for dedicating so much of your life to making Kirkland a better place.
Tonight, we are honored to be joined by Bill's daughter, Kim Nakanishi, her husband, Dave, their daughter, Megan, and her fiance, Jamie. I welcome them. I can't see you out there, guys, but I really wish that you would stand and be recognized.
Please welcome back to the stage to present the Volunteer Program Awards, Council members Toby Nixon, Amy Falcone, and Neal Black.
The first award category is leadership. This award is for individuals who demonstrate the ability to lead a group toward a goal and provide guidance to others. There are 2 awardees in this category. Volunteers, if you hear your name, please stand to be recognized. The first awardee helped create a more sustainable and equitable community for all by leading the city's anti-idling public awareness campaign and trash pickups along I-405 in Kirkland. She's led litter pickups since 2020, and their team has picked up nearly 800 bags of trash with a collective 379 hours. I'm happy to present this leadership award to Susan Vossler. The second awardee hosted 10 community stewardship events in 2022, volunteered over 530 hours, and planted over 300 plants in Kirkland's parks. It's my honor to present this award to Heidi Grebe. The second volunteer award category is the Eileen Trentman Youth Scholarship. This award is presented to 1 or more Kirkland teens who have demonstrated their commitment to the community through direct City of Kirkland volunteering during the previous 12 months. Each awardee is receiving $1,000 toward their future education. The awardees are Razine Smith and Saline Faliz.
Congratulations all. Well, thank you, Toby. And again, congratulations to all of the awardees. The third award category is Above and Beyond the Call of Duty. This award is for an individual or group who has taken the extra initiative on a project. They've volunteered extra days and times. They've taken ownership of a project and gone the extra mile to complete it. There are 6 awardees in this category tonight. The first awardee provided an outstanding experience each week for the children and their families that visited the Juanita Friday Market, creating multiple fun activities and crafts for children from ages 2 to 12. I'm pleased to give this first Above and Beyond the Call of Duty award to Arwin Gutierrez. All right, these next 2 individuals together served over 200 hours last year, installing more than 250 native trees, shrubs, and ground covers. Please join me in congratulating Elizabeth Bailey and Jim Slyfield. That's a lot of planting. The third recipient served over 75 hours in 2022 and helped to save more than 100 trees at multiple locations across the city. Congratulations to Brett Bogakis, and thank you so much for all of your hard work. This next awardee went above and beyond to capture just beautiful videos and imagery of the City of Kirkland streetscapes and activities and events in the community, some of which you saw on display on the screen behind me earlier tonight. Please join me in congratulating Chris Neer. Ooh, I got another page just when I thought I was just about done. Okay, the final awardee in this category has walked Juanita Beach Park every 2 weeks since 2020, counting and documenting unscooped dog waste, our favorite topic, everybody. Their efforts have helped to reduce waste by 70%. That's huge. So thank this person for not having smelly things on your shoe when you're at Juanita Beach Park. Join me in giving a big round of applause to Sarah Fultz. Okay, now, if all 6 of you could please stand, let's give a big round of applause for all of our Above and Beyond the Call of Duty awardees.
Thank you, Amy. The final category is the Behind the Scenes Award. This award is usually reserved for longtime individual volunteers or groups of volunteers who consistently fulfill their commitment and are always supportive, available, and reliable. There are 6 awardees in this category. The first 3 recipients are an integral part of the Information Desk volunteer team. They assist staff with projects and greet community members with a friendly smile as they walk into City Hall. Please join me in celebrating the treasured talents of Dave Aubrey, Shirley Hood, and Joey Goodwin. The next awardee was the primary setup volunteer for the Friday Juanita Market. Most community members who came to the market never saw or met this volunteer, but were nonetheless able to enjoy their time there because of this individual's efforts behind the scenes. I'm pleased to present this award to Scott Emmons. The final 2 awardees in this behind the scenes category volunteer their time with the Kirkland Police Department's Domestic Abuse Response Team. While the program was on hold during COVID, they remained in constant contact with command staff, asking about the status of victim services for domestic violence survivors. Please join me in giving a big round of applause to Annie Matthews and Michelle Owen. And let's have a big round of applause for all of our award recipients.
Please welcome back to the stage Mayor Penny Sweet.
Hey, everybody. We're almost done. For this final recognition, I would like to ask our city manager, Kurt Triplett, to join me on the stage, as well as Bill Finkbeiner and Catherine Hollis, if you are in the audience. It is my pleasure to introduce former State Senator Bill Finkbeiner. Is Catherine here? And Catherine Hollis for a special surprise recognition from Eastrail Partners.
Thank you, Penny. Thank you, Penny. Boy, I've lived in Kirkland for over 50 years, and I don't think I've been so proud to be a Kirklandite since we won the Little League World Series. This is really something. I mean, from Bill Woods to Bollywood and everything else that everybody's been doing to make this city a better place. It's incredible. I want to talk a little bit about the Cross Kirkland Corridor. I'm on the board of the Eastrail Partners, where Catherine's our executive director, and Joan McBride's also on our board. We're an organization that's helping to unify and hopefully catalyze the 42-mile Eastrail, of which the Cross Kirkland Corridor is a part of that. The Cross Kirkland Corridor is obviously important to all of us, but it's really also important to this whole region because it's making this trail happen. It was really the first section that got done, and it led the way and sort of broke the logjam for all the rest of the 42-mile corridor and all of its connecting pieces. The corridor is just obviously a lovely experience for anybody that's been out there on it, and I also want to thank, since we're thanking volunteers tonight, thank all of the volunteers who put in over 4,000 hours removing the invasive species. Yeah, exactly. Picking up litter, planting native greenery. It's really, so many people doing so much work to make it a great place. And we're also here tonight because we want to give one specific award to somebody who really has made this happen, and that's City Manager Kurt Triplett. And it really, and is exactly his leadership You got a little more. His leadership, we all know his leadership here in the city of Kirkland and our great city council, the leadership that they've shown in making this happen. But Kurt was really working on this before it was even a twinkle in anybody's eye. Back when he was at the county council, where he's actually county executive for a while, and was really integral in actually purchasing this rail corridor, which if that hadn't happened, none of this would have happened. And then the leadership that he's shown here, I think really makes Kurt the father of the Eastrail. And I just want to say, if you've been on the Eastrail or the Cross-Kirkland Corridor or any part of it, please stand up. And then, all right, and then all the rest of us stand up, and let's give a round of applause to Kurt Triplett. All right. Thank you so much, Kurt. And we've got an award here for you that's kind of unique. I keep pulling out a spike there. It really wouldn't have happened without you.
You want to say anything?
That's all.
All right.
Actually, can I just say it quick?
Go ahead, come on up.
So, that was unexpected. I'm so grateful. I really am truly humbled and honored this. I do want to say a huge thank you to Ron Sims, former King County executive, who had the idea of purchasing the corridor and inspired me when he left and said, don't let this get away, when he went back to DC. So, and so many people in the region and the state were responsible for this. I want to say thank you on all of their behalf for making this possible. Thank you to this amazing council who was willing to invest in 2010 when it was no one else would. But thank all of you. So thank you.
I cannot believe that we pulled that off as a surprise. Yay! There is nobody more deserving of this recognition than our city manager, Kurt Triplett. When we hired him in 2010, I was part of the package. Because suddenly we all wanted to buy the Cross-Kirkland Corridor, and then we did. So it's pretty exciting. I thank the council for joining me on stage now. Just in closing, we have recognized tonight some amazing examples of the incredible people that make our city run. In 2022, the city engaged nearly 2,000 volunteers who contributed over 16,000 hours of their valuable time and talents and passions. Over 16,000 hours of their most valuable currency, their time. These outstanding contributions represent a community benefit valued at over $500,000. And we don't even mention all the incredible groups of volunteers that contributed to that total. Groups like the youth and Pee-wee soccer and basketball coaches, senior lunch volunteers, pedestrian flag volunteers. We're going to invite all these guys next year. Traffic circle stewards, Cross-Kirkland Corridor crews, all of our Green Kirkland Partnership volunteers, and much more. Whether you're a leader in your neighborhood, a program volunteer, or a member of a board or commission on behalf of this city council and with this city council, we thank you for your amazing contributions to our community. Together, we all make Kirkland the best place to live, work, play, and volunteer. Thank you all. God bless you, and good night.
Ask us how we can show you all the options. Try it all, let your passion be your guide. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer. If all of that sounds fine, come join us anytime. Come on and be a volunteer.